chords are where it's at. They're the best. Now, in order to get good at playing using chords so that you can do fun stuff like this, all kinds of fun stuff, you need to practice them. And sometimes practicing chords and triads can be very boring and not exciting at all, and we avoid it. So I thought it would be really great to put together a little practice routine where we explore the best way to go through practicing chords in a given key so that you know all the ones that are gonna sound good together, so you can build dexterity and speed in your fingers, and you can really gain confidence with chords. So we are gonna be playing around with this concept in the key of D major today. So step one for this routine, you can pick any key after you've watched this and apply it to any key, but step one is know your key signature. So in the key of D, we have D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. So you need to really think about those notes, which I like to refer to as ingredients. There are ingredients for today. They're going to be what we create with. So we've got 2 white keys, a black key, white key, white key, white key, black key, white key. Whatever you need to do to make this feel like second nature, think about it. Basically, 1 sharp, 1 sharp, 2 sharps total. So step 1, learn your scale. Next, we are going to be practicing my favorite exercise, which I call the claw. And what this does is it teaches us all the chords that belong to the key of D. And this is where it gets exciting because you can mix and match these chords to create amazing songs. And if you work this into your daily practice routine, you're going to learn every single chord there ever was. So start by creating this claw shape on the first note of the scale you're working on. So D, skip a note, and now remember we have F in our key signature, so we have an F sharp and an A. And we can do this both hands, or you can do it one hand at a time. And then we're going to move to the next note of the D scale and create that same shape, that stack of thirds. Paying attention to our ingredients, do we need to use a sharp note? Here we don't. So we've got that minor sound, and then we've got, this one's fun because we have 2 sharps. They both are joining us here. It's another minor, F sharp minor, G. Here we have an A major, and I know what notes to press because I'm just thinking about those scale tone ingredients that we talked about at the beginning. I'm just playing notes that belong to the scale, the key that I'm in. I'm having to concentrate, right? Because there's those 2 sharps. I have to really think about what keys I can press. But this is really good practice. So take your time with this and use your metronome and spend a few minutes warming up. I talked you through it and we played it slowly, but you should be about here. You can use the pedal if you like. That's what I'm doing. It's good pedal practice, and it kind of adds an extra little bit of flair to your playing. Once you're confident there, you can play them in broken form. And I must say that it could take a while for you to get comfortable there, and you might be playing them very slowly. This is part of a practice routine. The whole point is you're going to be practicing and building these skills. So don't worry if it takes you some time and you can't match that tempo right away. You will get there. Then play them in broken form. And a really good practice is to say the chord names out loud as you go. Help you to remember them. So I'll say them for you. So we've got D major. This one's a crunchy one. This is C sharp diminished. This is B minor, A major, G major, F sharp minor, E minor, and D major. So in any scale, any major scale, you've got a major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. So that's the pattern. So now what you've just done is you've established that you know all the chords in that family, you know how it feels under your fingers, so if you want to mix and match any of those chords, you can. And you can play around and see what kind of fun combinations you come up with. You can even include some inversions if you're ready for that. And you can build out chord progressions. So that's the final step of this little exercise routine. So number 1 is you pick a key signature and you play the scale so you really gain confidence. Number 2 is you practice that claw exercise, solid and broken, up and down until it feels like second nature, and try to memorize and name those chords as you go through them. Then the third thing is challenge yourself to create 1 or more progressions. So that just means pick a couple of those chords that you've just practiced and add them together in a way that sounds good to you. and play them on repeat. And that's what we're going to call a chord progression. And that's the final stage, and it's going to really encourage creativity. So for me today, I'm thinking the minor. Let's do the minor. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the 4, which is G. And then the 1, which is D. And then the 5, which is A. I kind of like how that sounds. Sounds like a bunch of pop songs we've all heard. So I'm playing the chord in my right, and I'm just playing the shell of the chord, this 5th, in my left. And then this is where sort of the fun and creativity can kind of begin, and you can work more on that dexterity element by playing these chords in like a broken. Right? Now it's sounding more like a song. So you've just taken what could have been something really boring and tedious to practice, and you've created a very musical experience for yourself. And you could work both hands together if you wanted. I'm using the pedal just to kind of add some extra pizzazz to this, and I'm sticking with root position chords, so I'm not even into inversions here. But it was fun, and it sounded good. And then tomorrow, when I sat down to practice this, I could work on increasing my speed a little bit, and I could pick a different progression entirely, maybe work in some inversions if I wanted to. So this concept, this sort of routine idea could take up, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes if you wanted it to. And you're learning theory stuff, and you're building dexterity and speed and all kinds of great keyboard-related skills, and you're flexing your creative muscles. So I feel like this covers all the things. It's one of my favorite practice approaches. So I hope that you enjoy this. I hope that it helps to make you better at playing chords and gives you fun moments at the piano. Comment below, let me know what you think, and we'll see you around.